rolling straight into the quarterfinal of the girls in the water now. Minori Kawai from Japan up against Mahina Maeda, who won here in 2014. Well, not quite here, but in Portugal, but she's a World Junior champ, and I'm looking forward to seeing her performance over the next half hour.
See bumps already on the horizon out there right now.
Yeah, no shortage of swell today. The tide's dropping out. We've got another 2 hours to go before low, but you can see already definitely a bit more of that swell pushing through. And we need that, I think, to get over, you know, just having a really dredgy, lully kind of round.
In the late afternoon, so hopefully we could get that. But check things out on the replay here when we were away.
And this is Mahina Maeda, and she won the 2014 World Junior Champ, so she's no stranger to the highest end of this World Junior competition. And this was Minori Kawai. Well, she wanted to strike straight back, but just the one turn. And, well, we've seen it. She's a bit of a ice queen. Not too much emotion shown by Kawai.
He never got kind of her groove going, but this is the way to recover, starting off with a strong 7.83 as we see Minori trying to answer back. Another one maneuver wave, and you just, it's funny, the expressions on her face, it's like she's ready to put ribbons of shame on her face.
With the good energy, just really, you know, push through the rounds, even when the chips are down. I mean, that was a nice turn. Didn't quite ride out of it as well as she could have, but definitely could have sold that a little bit more. Yep. As we see Mahina Maeda, she's going to stay positive and upbeat the whole time. And bang, she gets swallowed there. And there is that dumping end section that we've seen all week. We've seen a few broken boards.
But conditions on the actual face seem to be a little bit smoother than we saw earlier today. So Mahina, you watch closely, she looks pretty comfortable under her feet right now. It was just that this tricky end section was a thumpy one, and that's a difficult section to navigate. There's sort of a few different approaches. You could either go fast and horizontal and kind of float out, or go to the air. Kobe and Macy Callahan, the Australians. Ariane Ochoa from the Basque region, right?
Yeah, and here goes one of the Hawaiians right now. It's Mahina Maeda, and she decides she's not interested in that wave. Jay, a bit of Bajan pride down here. Kid from Barbados, Shay Allen, taking it through to the next round. Here goes Mahina Maeda in front of us. She is the heat leader. She's looking to eliminate her 3.17 backup wave. And she's putting on a bit of a clinic right now. That was a beautifully surfed wave from Mahina. So 12 minutes down, 18 to go. She's got a 7.83. And whatever this wave was, I'm sure to go into her top two, I'd imagine, Chris Morrow. Yeah, there's definitely an element of maturity involved. I think, you know, the fact she's been here so many times before, she was also being a bit humble, downplaying her previous performance as we see her on her last wave, and just tying together some great turns, throwing plenty of water, and a little bobble at the end. That's not going to factor too much. This will easily go into her top two, and it's going to leave her with a pretty handy two-wave total. Once this final score drops in. It's looking like it's going to be around about the 6.5 mark. There it is, 6.5 exactly. So Minori Kawai is now in a combination. No worries though, 17 minutes to go. Can she get her campaign back on track here? And I like that. She went vertical on the end section, tied in a couple of nice turns before that.
Yeah, I think she's going to get that. And this is exactly what she needed. She's just been searching for room to move out here. She finally got it. It didn't look like it at the start, but she did well to get around this section. Found some open fit, her speed up, and banged away on that closeout right there. So hopefully Minori, for her cause, can keep the ball rolling and get back in this thing.
It's just a level of confidence and also experience that Mahina can have. A heat that by her own standards isn't the greatest, and then just brush it off. And sure enough, she's straight back on track now. There was good variety there, but it's just going to be the one turn. But I like the way she dropped the other shoulder there and threw plenty of water.
15 minutes left to go. Only one turn, but it's the quality of the turn that counts, and this is a good one. Not sure if it'll crack into her top two scores, but she's at least feeling good.
That Instagram there of her with the gang getting down on the mats, and here she goes again. So Mahina Maeda is staying very active, asking lots of questions of the judges, lets the tail release there, and then gets thumped on that closeout over the shallow sandbar. She's earned a bunch of seaweed in her hair for her troubles, gets blown apart by the second one. Okay, so Minori Kawai, her last wave was a 5.77. This is the replay of Mahina's last wave, which was a 3.1. I like that slide there, and then things got really ugly right about there. Yeah, she's having a look now. One thing you've got to credit Minori for, her wave selection has been fantastic. Mahina Maeda's going a quantity over quality approach, just taking off on as many waves as she can and hoping they stand up. Did she learn her lesson from that last one? Appears not. She's come undone again.
It's crazy. She's down there on that left. It's almost like a little left point break she's got there. Finding some good speed. I love her opening turns. That was a good smack right there. But then she goes a little more horizontal, but ran out of speed. A little more speed would have helped her cause tremendously, because she could have just floated that right down.
A little bit of chop, and you saw it just stop slightly. And I think from that point on, the wave was kind of written off. And we saw that bobble transfer into the end section. You thought she'd learned her lesson from the previous wave, but just couldn't recover from that hit. Here goes Minori Kawai. Her wave selection's been impeccable. We saw it in the last heat against Kobe Enright and Caroline Marks. She didn't take off on many waves, but the ones she did really ran. They had plenty of green open face, and she was just able to bank those turns together and compile high scores. And again, strong maneuver to open up on the green wall there, and backs it up, and it, as we've been talking about so often, just measured her power against the power of the wave to control that last maneuver. Every time I come here, you go to a different town, and it's a whole new ball game, and it's an hour from the last one that you went to. It's a huge stretch of coastline all the way. It goes all the way down to the Victorian border, and it's just an endless array of options. To a highlights package of some local kayaking. But in the meanwhile, how about some surfboard riding featuring 2014 World Junior Champion Mahina Maeda? Quick in and out. That's not going to go into her top two. We're sneaking down towards 5 minutes remaining.
Beautiful South Coast, and I want to thank the boys for that one. Good job. Here we go. Minori clawing her way back. She's got some open face on this left-hander. Nice little snap on her backhand, but cannot complete the closeout maneuver, and I just cannot get enough of that facial expression when she knows she's going down.
And it's Mahina Maeda with priority and with a handy lead. She may well bring this one into the beach. Can she sign off in style? It's a good-looking wall. She's racing it. Looking forward to this big first turn. Throws a bucket of spray. The wave stands up again. And has she learned a lesson? Can she safely navigate the end section? Well, 3 strikes, you're out. That was the 3rd time in a row we've seen her just get swatted on that end section. Mahina Maeda ain't afraid. 20 seconds remaining. I thought 3rd time lucky, she might have gone, you know what, I'm feeling it. That was a great turn. Crisp, crunched the section, backed it up nicely there with a measured response, and just got a little bit under it, and her board kind of got away from her just as the wave pitched.
Yeah, she keeps taking a pretty vertical line on that last section, and I think you kind of got to come in at a high line, you know, and but she looked great going down the line. You know, board looks great under her feet.
Yep, she's
about solid win.
She's about to extend her win as well. She's looking to get rid of a 6.5. And as we wait for the last scores to drop in, she's done that. It's a 7. So a 7 and a 7.83. That's a huge 14.832 wave total. So Mahina Maeda setting the pace in the quarterfinals here at the World Junior Championships.